My situation has been really difficult at my household, with my children, with my wife. We're getting halfway to school. Next thing you know, I hear whoop, whoop. I look in my rearview mirror, and what do I see? Not one, not two, but four officers behind me. I turned around and I looked at my son. My heart was pumping 100 miles an hour. And I told my son, look at me. Do exactly what I tell you to do right now. Don't say anything at all. Keep your hands up high. Okay? He said, okay, Dad. Well, anyways, I didn't get apprehended once they figured out who I was. And as we continued to drive, my son asked me, Dad, why did they pull us over? And I said, son, they pulled us over because of the color of our skin and the type of car that we're driving. I said, that's the truth, son. And I said, let me tell you something that my dad told me 30 years ago. He told me that because the color of your skin, son, because the color of your skin, you already have a strike already on you. And I told my son that at 4 years old. And I said, you might not get it now, but you will get it later. And my father shared that with me 30 years ago. And I just shared that with my son about a year ago.
Whichever monkey wants to get the banana. And that was a good one. Whichever monkey wants the banana.
Coming up real strong.
And all right, well, you're a monkey to me right now. And it is what it is. It's a fight game.
So Uncle Bradley came out today, living up to his name. Timothy Bradley said everyone is a racist. He said everyone has some type of racism inside of them. He also said, why do people give Teofimo Lopez attention? That's what's wrong here. Stop giving people like that attention. I guess that's perhaps gonna stop these people from being racist if we do that, right? I mean, the logic behind that is idiotic, but let's continue. Timothy Bradley said by giving people like that attention, they obviously gonna do more. That's not all. Timothy Bradley said the solution is to ignore these people instead of checking them, basically allowing them to be racist publicly, which naturally so, that's only going to promote racism. Do you guys know how many people that's going to come out of the closet due to that, due to Teofimo Lopez and Ryan Garcia? They're going to bring an army to be disrespectful publicly, to feel comfortable to be racist publicly. Why would anybody want that? I mean, we working backward if that's the case. But according to Timothy Bradley, everyone has the right to freedom of speech. This is the USA. The First Amendment is the freedom of speech. So, according to Uncle Bradley, you can be racist all you want. You can diss the black people and call him a monkey all you want. You could call him the N-word with the hard ER all you want, along with his kids, and that's not gonna offend him. All he's gonna do is ignore you. This is the same guy who went on ESPN after the George Floyd incident, and he was given permission to reveal a story where he got traumatized along with his kid by the police. According to Uncle Bradley, this is the same guy, by the way. Uncle Bradley was crying on national TV due to how the police was harassing him just because he was black. Remember, the police didn't call him a monkey, nor the N-word with the hard ER. However, a whole grown man was crying on TV about how he was traumatized along with his family. That's when he told his kid what time it is. But now all of a sudden, he's saying, man, listen, none of that offends me. If none of that offends you, why was you crying on TV? That's what I want to know. And if none of that offends you, to each your own. Speak for yourself. You cannot speak for everyone. Timothy Bradley went on to say, and explain why he's saying all of this. He said he has been called a coon before. He has been called a racist to his own race. I don't think Timothy Bradley realizes that's what an Uncle Tom is. All that means is Uncle Bradley is a sellout. He will cry in the car about the police stopping him to do his duty, supposedly. However, he got suspicious because Timothy Bradley was black. This is what Timothy Bradley said according to himself. He said that the police only stopped him because he was black. He cried about it. Then he went on to cry about it on TV. However, now he's telling us, man, all that racist talk shouldn't offend you. The problem is us giving it attention. What we should do is ignore it. And that's like pouring gasoline to the fire in order to put it out. That's what Timothy Bradley is suggesting. Here is what Uncle Bradley had to say. Check it out.
Everybody sitting up here, still, I just can't believe that, like, we as black people, I'm talking black people, we're still stuck. I don't get it. Why are we still giving this type of energy? Like, I don't understand that, man. Why are we giving this type of energy to certain words? You get these words are always going to be powerful if you give this energy. You know, I've learned over my years, bro, people going to say whatever they want to say. They going to say whatever they want to say. It's the First Amendment, to be honest with you. You can say whatever. You could be able to say whatever, or you should be able to say whatever the hell you want to say. The First Amendment, however, they need to change that because that's not necessarily true. But if you put any kind of energy into that type of talk, then you give it power. And that's the reason why we're talking about it right now, is because you're giving it power, bro. I look at that and I just go, bruh, dude, you're ignorant. That's plain and simple. You're ignorant. You think you're funny, you're ignorant. I've heard this word many times. I've heard the word hard R many times in my life too. Many times from different people. Still hear it today. I hear coon all the time. I hear all these words that people use, and it don't affect me because I don't put no energy into it. I heard this before. I heard it before. Say it louder. Because I know who I am. What Teo said, if Teo would have said it to me, I would have laughed it off. I'd have been like, man, you're ignorant. You're dumb. You know, you're a dumb little kid. You're looking for attention. Go play on your playground. You know, that's what I would have said. I don't take that to any consideration. I don't, man. Because you sit back and you say, well, he's racist and this and that. Dude, I've been called racist. You know how many times I've been called racist, bro? I've been told, oh, you're racist against black people. You're racist against this race. You're racist against that race. I hear that on a day-to-day basis. I don't take the racist, quote unquote, comments and all that, dude. I don't give it no energy. And I teach my kids the same thing, the same exact thing, because people are going to say what they want to say. They are. Get that through your mind. And be honest with yourself. Everybody's a little racist about something. Be honest. We are. Everybody. It don't matter, because everything is contribute to our life experience and what we've gone through. I don't care what he says. Even if he said it to me, doesn't bother me not one bit, because I know who I am. And it's just words. Has no effect over me. I'm not soft. I'm sorry. I'm not soft. I'm not finna buy into the bullcrap. I really ain't.
Uncle Bradley just gave all you Rays fans the green light to call him a monkey and to call him the N-word with the hard ER, whatever you want to call him. All he's gonna do is smile to your face and say, you ignorant. I'm telling you, Uncle Bradley really earned his name today. Now let's start off here. You telling me there shouldn't be any consequences to people like Teofimo Lopez, calling Bud and Javante monkeys, to Ryan Garcia saying F all of the N-words with the hard ER, and all the Muslims all around the world. He even said worse. He was talking about Timothy Bradley and his kids too. You telling me or according to Timothy Bradley, he telling us that there shouldn't be any consequences to that due to the freedom of speech. First of all, there's a misconception to what the freedom of speech is. There's a difference between the freedom of speech and the freedom of hate. You can't go on a hate speech promoting racism and suffer no consequences. It doesn't work that way. Yeah, you can say whatever you want. However, if you're on a hate speech, then you should be getting canceled, no question asked, depending on what you said. For example, like Ryan Garcia, of course, he has the right to his freedom of speech, but that doesn't mean he shouldn't get canceled for doing so, for his hate speech, for his racist rant. Sponsors, when they sponsor people, the people that are rocking the brand, they represent the brand. For example, Gatorade and whatever sponsors are sponsoring Ryan after Ryan went on his racist rant. If Ryan didn't lose all of his sponsors, whoever stayed with him feels the same way Ryan do, which is why the Undisputed Game removed Ryan Garcia from the game. Because if they didn't, then they telling the world that they have the same views Ryan does. So, of course, in the USA, everyone has the right to the freedom of speech. But when you do the freedom of hate and you just hating on everyone, the consequences is you getting canceled and receiving a lot of backlash, not getting ignored and not getting punished. What kind of idiotic logic is that? That was truly ignorant by Uncle Bradley. He's trying to set his people back for 100 years, talking about being a sellout. See, there's levels to being an Uncle Tom, and Uncle Bradley is on the highest level. He even admitted that everyone calls him that. There's a reason behind that. Let me show you guys why, with a side-by-side example. See, Uncle Bradley is such a sellout that he don't care about all of the double standards his own people are dealing with. For example, Kyrie Irving got canceled for promoting a book. He did not say anything crazy. He did not curse or any of that stuff. He simply got canceled for promoting some type of history book that's still on sale to this day on Amazon, right? For him to play in the NBA again, he had to apologize not just once, but multiple times. On the other hand, Ryan Garcia went on a racist rant. Not just any type of racist rant. I mean, he even got T.O. beat. Ryan went down as the most racist fighter of all time. He's the pound for pound king when it comes to that. Ryan said he hates the N-word with the heart of yar like Timothy Bradley and his family so bad that he want to join the KKK to kill Floyd, but better yet, bring him back to life first and kill him again. That's how much he hates the N-words with the heart of yar, along with all of the Muslims. However, would you guys believe Ryan didn't get canceled? The reason why Ryan is not fighting right now is because he was suspended for cheating by taking PEDs. Even then, he was only given a slap on the wrist. That being said, Ryan didn't apologize, or he gave a fake apology by dissing black people and Muslims again on his own apology, just to double back on his diss and his racist rant. Then he went on a second racist rant. In the meantime, Ryan never got canceled till this day. Do you guys notice that the difference between the two is night and day? It's not even apples and oranges, it's apples and rocks. The double standards are unreal. Kyrie got canceled, but Ryan didn't. But Uncle Bradley will just cry in the car about it and then say that it don't matter. It doesn't offend him. Just like when Devin Haney said, "I will never lose to a white boy." I mean, he received so much backlash. Every news outlet reported the news and humbled him for saying that. Devin had to come out and apologize by saying that the reason why I said it because Loma, who happened to be white, was the best fighter in the world according to ESPN. That's why I said it. But what I meant is that I will never lose to anyone. However, since Loma happened to be white, that's why I said it. Regardless why Devin said it, he was forced to apologize or be canceled. But not when it comes to Teofimo Lopez or Ryan Garcia. But according to Timothy Bradley, we should ignore Ryan and Teofimo Lopez racist rants. I guess Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, along with everyone that made a change, ignored all the racism they dealt with. And that's how we got here. That was really an ignorant thing to say. For every action, there's an opposite reaction. But to all the race fans, listen, guys, when you guys see Uncle Bradley, you guys can call him a monkey and all you guys want, because he's not going to get offended. He don't care. He thinks this is child play. So you can call him and his whole family that. He don't care. So feel free to do so. A wise man once said, if you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything at all, Uncle Bradley. When you were saying things like, man, just ignore it, you should have been telling yourself that in the mirror instead of going on an Uncle Tom rant. Respectfully. Oh yeah, one last thing. Bradley started the interview off by claiming that Teofimo Lopez, nobody wants to fight him. Everybody is ducking him, basically. Completely poor journalism. I mean, how is this guy going to call himself an analyst, an expert, and he's on ESPN? However, he don't know that Teofimo Lopez skipped his date because he turned down a Brian Norman fight, a Murataya fight, Rodriguez fight, a Devin Haney fight, a Keyshawn fight, a Shakur Stevenson fight. This guy is ducking the whole sport. And Uncle Bradley is talking about nobody want to fight Teofimo Lopez. Then he started comparing boxing pound for pound number one, Bud Crawford daring to be great by moving up 2 weight divisions to fight Canelo, to Teofimo Lopez wanting to move up 2 weight divisions to fight Bud, or clout chasing like he wants to. The difference is Bud is pound for pound number one. He has the right, he earned the right to do that. Meanwhile, Teofimo Lopez haven't did what Bud did. He haven't beat his rivals. Crawford already knocked out Errol Spence and Sean Porter, etc., etc., etc. Teofimo Lopez have yet to beat any of his rivals, from Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Gervonta, etc., etc., etc. The only thing Teofimo Lopez is known for is losing to Kambosos and obviously robbing Sando Martin and Jermaine Ortiz. So to compare Bud wanting to move up as pound for pound number one to Teofimo Lopez is insane. Knowing the fact that Kambosos beat Teofimo Lopez, nobody want to see that. Like I said before, Jermaine Ortiz recently beat Teo. Nobody want to see that. Teo is ducking his own rivals. Now, it's one thing if Teo beat Devin Haney, Shakur, Gervonta, then called out Bud, then you can take him seriously. However, when this man is ducking his own rivals in his division, what makes you believe he want to fight Bud 2 weight divisions above him? That's nothing but clout chase. You can't compare a fighter who is smoking everyone, who smoked everyone for the past decade, to a fighter that got smoked by everyone, or that got smoked by a lot of people and is ducking a lot of people, so he won't get smoked. Like I said, Kambosos already exposed all of this fantasy by Teo and his race fans. You see, Uncle Bradley only changed his mind once he heard the banana comments. That's when Teofimo Lopez went from Uncle Tommen to pointing out that Teofimo Lopez is avoiding Shakur and Keyshawn.
I think 2025 is the year we see Tank against Teo or Shakur or that caliber.
Yeah, everybody run. Hey, I'm gonna judge you. I know right now everybody running away from Teo. I tell you that. Ain't nobody trying to fight Tio.
There will be people who want me to
right.
ask you about the banana comments and all that.
Oh shoot. You know what? I'll take that back. You know who wanted to fight him? I think it was Shakur. I think Shakur wanted to fight him. And he said
Keyshawn
no.
does.
And he said no. Shakur wanted to fight him. He said no.
Oh,
Yeah,
or was that
remember
Keyshawn? Or was that Keyshawn? Or is it both of them?
It was Keyshawn too.
Okay.
So like when everybody running around saying that nobody wants to fight him, you know what? Nah. Motherfuckers want to fight him, but he don't want to fight them. It's crazy.
You see, when you hear an Uncle Tom speak, you do the opposite of what he say. Because the things he's telling you are the things he's telling you to sell out. Naturally, out of guilt, he's telling you what he did when he sold out. The reality is, the reason why Ryan and Teofimo Lopez got so bold to be racist publicly is because nobody checked them on it. When Ryan did it, Teofimo Lopez felt it was safe outside to do so as well, especially when he's not going to go as hard as Ryan did. Then what's the problem? These are the mindsets of these guys. So if you're going to listen to Uncle Bradley, 2 times 2 equals 4, 4 times 4 equals 16, 16 times 16, you do the math, you keep multiplying, and you're going to end up with an army like Ryan and Teofimo Lopez, inspiring the youth to be racist just like them, especially publicly. If they are bold enough to be racist, shouldn't you be bold enough to check them on it if you're not? Especially if they talking about you. Or are you gonna cry in the car like Uncle Bradley and say, I don't care? It's okay if you call my kids monkeys. I don't care. That stuff don't offend me. Y'all soft. With the opinions out of the door and the facts laid out on the table, go ahead and drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe below. And to be continued on the next episode of Akhi TV. Peace out. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.